Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Now, let's get to the show.
We're going to start off on the wrong foot. Welcome to tonight's episode 117. But TJ literally just texted me as this is beginning, as the countdown winded down, and reminded me, and I'm disgusted at what I did this morning. It's Mustache Madness, and I literally shaved my whole face this morning.
Wow.
And TJ just texted me, having seen me today, baby-faced, and said, when are we doing Mustache Madness? Knowing full damn well that I shaved this puppy this morning.
I didn't see this. I didn't see it today.
We've literally been talking on StreamYard for 15 minutes before this started.
Oh, I bet you meant before then.
No. Oh, it's Mustache Madness. I got to let it come back in.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But the two of you can get after it.
Kenny's got too lush of a beard, dude. We can't be shaving that off. I may do it. I don't know. We'll see.
Back.
I don't like having a mustache and going to the playground.
So. Yeah. I hang out with too many. Like I'm doing volleyball stuff with my daughter, 12-year-old daughter, or 13-year-old daughter. There's no way I'd be in trouble. I'd get the cops called on me.
I don't know. I have an interview next week too, so I may not.
It's funny. It's fine. Grow it back out.
I'll let it come in. I'm not worried about it. It's just
an interview for.
It's not going to be real thick. Just work-related stuff. My other job, my day job.
Let's go.
Nothing fun.
So we'll see. But now I'm upset because Mustache Madness, I had the opportunity this morning. Didn't even think about it. I don't know why. Didn't even cross my mind. Maybe it's because I'm just so down about all this 8-seed bullshit that's coming out that I don't even want to partake.
Before we get into the 8-seed bullshit, let's talk about this sweater weather as we kiss that sweater weather goodbye, dude.
What better beer than a sweater weather in the last week of winter? You know what I mean?
Whoa. Is it the last week? Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, it is. Spring starts next week, baby.
Spring is here, baby.
Let's knock out this sweater weather here on our first 70-degree day of winter today. The time changes here. Nothing screams sweater weather more than daylight savings and the extension of light at the end of our days. TJ, I don't know what this is, but there is random Sharpie writing on the top of my beer. I don't know where you purchased these.
I don't want to be that guy, but it's daylight saving time. It's just saving time. But
I know it's like how people usually say New Year's Day
or Kroger's.
I say Kroger's just to piss my wife off. This is Crosstown Sweater Weather Double Dry Hopped IPA. 7%. Trey's had like 6 beers tonight, by the way. So this is just a nice one on top of it for him.
How's this going to go tonight? So, like off the record, like nobody else. Trey hasn't heard this, but we have a lot to talk about. But our main goal tonight is to get Trey drunk as hell, right? Mm-hmm. Like we want to see him fall out on camera.
I had a engagement before this, and we went to commissary. I've had a couple of tiny bombs and some ribs, so I'm full to the brim. And I asked TJ, "Hey, what's?" He handed off a new 4-pack today. Left him in my driveway for a good couple hours, and said, "Hey, what's the lowest ABV beer we could have tonight?" He didn't respond right away, so I went and investigated myself, and my boy gave me a 9, 2 7s, and a 6.
For the novices out there, ABV means alcohol by volume. So what's a standard? Like, let's go Tiny Bomb. Like, what's a standard Tiny Bomb?
Tiny Bomb's going to be up there. It's probably 5-ish or something. But like, look, if you're going just like your standard draft American beers, Budweiser, Bud Light, it's going to be like 4%.
And what are the ABVs that we have?
These are double. We got a 9, we got 2 7s. I think this one's 7.
Yeah, this is 7. I'd say I'd say a 5's probably normal these days.
Yeah,
But this one's a
4.5.
7. Yeah.
This
Hear
isn't
me
bad.
out. Here's the
The other
thing.
thing is these
is-
are pints.
Yeah.
That plays a part of it too. I saw there was a 12er. I was like, hey, let's have a 12. I've already had a couple. No, that's the 9%er. So
That's the
there's
worst.
So what's the likelihood that like we might see some slobber, like some drool, like
it's fine. The barbecue's soaking it all up.
okay, so we're
But
good.
here's the real question. Before we get
What
started,
I'm really worried about is the toxicity from the Sharpie that is now flowing into my beverage as every
That's a
time I
good
drink.
point.
What number is on yours?
It's not a number. It was literally just scribble.
Oh, mine's 15.
Oh, I don't have that. I just had
I don't know.
scribbling right where my mouth goes on the top.
They changed their
You don't have
ownership,
this
so I don't
top?
know where they get their beer from and stuff like that.
You don't have
I'll
that
give
up
you
there?
that one. You think I'm going to put my mouth on that? Yeah, right. They changed their like
As he puts his
distributor.
mouth on it.
I mean, it's not, I won't come off. I don't know what to do. Whatever. Is there
Look,
strawberry
hear me
in
out.
this?
There's not, I don't think so, but we just have to find beers that we haven't done yet. I mean, we're
Yeah.
117 episodes in.
Plus. Don't forget about
yeah.
the first 20 or whatever it was.
So it's tough to find beer. So sometimes we just got to deal with it. And here we are. You got to drink the 7. Sorry. Before we jump into the actual episode, did you get banana pudding at commissary?
Look, no.
All right,
And
never mind, I'm out.
Failure.
I know. And I told the gents that we were with that are from New York, I was like, you got to get the banana pudding. But the problem is we got full racks of ribs, we got fried okra, we got onion rings, we got cornbread. They got combo platters, so they got themselves like a half
Whoa.
rack plus a pound of pulled pork plus.
Jesus.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never get the
it
combo
was-
platter.
I know. I wasn't gonna stop them. I wanted them to get what they wanted, but there was quite a bit of food.
You
on
gotta
the
take
table.
control sometimes, Trey, when it comes to navigating
Look,
navigating the world of Memphis barbecue. You gotta take
There
control.
was. Look, I took control in the establishment that we visited. There was some hesitancy on what they wanted to order when he ordered the pork shoulder as his second meat in the combo. He was asked if he wanted it pulled or chopped. There was a very long delay and some confusion, and I was like, we're going to go pulled here. You
Yes.
want some pulled pork. We're not
Yes.
getting that stuff chopped. Get it pulled. The fried okra, I won't say that was fully my call, but I love fried okra.
Oh,
though.
I do too. Yeah.
And I pushed for some banana pudding because the last time these gents were here, we went to Central, so we were kind of like, it's kind of a little bit of a comparison, a little bit.
Yeah.
And we got the banana pudding the last time, and I was like, I think commissary's got the leg up on the banana pudding.
Oh yeah.
So you probably really want to get it at the minimum. Get some in a little to-go cubby and take it to the hotel with you for later tonight. But it didn't happen.
Like I have a whole theory on rating barbecue places by their banana pudding. Like
Let me hear what's the rating?
well,
Who's won?
number one for the longest time, it's changed due to the management, but was oh my gosh, the one over there on Perkins and Poplar. It's no longer there.
Yeah, one and only. It's not
One
there
and
anymore.
only. One and only was by far the best to me. I thought one and
really.
only. I thought one and
Good.
only was the best barbecue in the city for about 5 years.
One and only
that's
does have
fair.
really good barbecue.
It's very good. All their sides are really good too.
Their turkey is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You know, they have a really good barbecue quesadilla.
Yeah.
This is completely off topic. I mean, we're way off now, but we even did a blind taste testing of sauce and sides and meat once at work, and one and only barbecue won.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. They
Just throwing that out
changed.
there.
They changed management over there on Perkins, and it went downhill very quickly.
Well, yeah, now it's a pho place.
Yeah. Pho.
Pho.
Are you a fan of pho?
No,
Yeah.
What
I'm
the hell
not.
is pho?
it's
It's a
like
Korean
soup.
dish.
Yeah, it's soup and noodles and sometimes egg. And if you get a sirloin,
Oh, you're
it's
talking
okay.
about
It's not-
like the literal location,
Yeah, the literal
like
location.
a physical. I thought you were calling one and only pho. Like I didn't know what that meant.
No, this
pho
it's a
is the
pho
type
restaurant.
of food.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I got you
pho.
now. I'm following now. I thought you were calling one and only pho, like the management's so bad now they're a pho establishment, like that was some lingo I was supposed to know.
All right, let's simplify this for Trey. Let's jump into it. We've got a lot to talk about basketball related.
I don't know if you gents saw, but I do. This isn't this year's. Unfortunately, it hasn't come in yet. We are the freaking conference champions. And that all happened thanks to our seniors.
Man,
What a night it was on Friday inside FedEx Forum. Just a different look. I want to thank you to all of you listening. Thank you to everybody in the city. That team deserved that.
yes.
There was just a different energy in the building on Friday.
The entire night. Like
The whole
entire
night.
The whole night.
Yeah. I mean, you could feel it walking in. I mean, I know a lot of that is just a weekend night game. Obviously helps out a ton.
The
And it
Alfred's
being
beer deal.
Yeah, it being at 8:00 on a Friday and not like a 6:00 or something. But what a way to wrap up the home schedule on Friday against
I saw a
South Florida with
guy
that crowd.
I saw a guy walking into the arena with the yellow Alfred's cups.
Hmm.
He had like a stack of 20. He was walking in with them like this. They were empty.
Yeah, and they let him in with those.
Yeah.
I saw him later, and they were all filled up with Coke Zero.
And I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, tonight's gonna be crazy. Like,
But it
they
was
did
Yeah. How much of a difference does it make to play a weekend night game? Like, I understand the scheduling is mainly handled by media, and ESPN has time slots they're filling with us on Sunday afternoons, but like, it literally did not matter that South Florida sucks. We'd already beaten them by 20 earlier in the season. That, I don't know. I mean, that was just such a good crowd. There were almost 15,000 there. What is going on?
Look at the text. Sorry.
Those are some of our biggest listeners. TJ, I think that this is targeted marketing, by the way.
This is my wife's laptop, so that'd be wild.
Sorry.
Goodness gracious.
Just go to bluffstatemedia.co and look at the ads on there right now.
I don't
Hey.
know. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry, I'm distracted.
Get it any way you can. No, shout out to the crowd. Shout out to everybody that made it out there. What an awesome night that was. What a way to send out the seniors. Clinching, solo, AAC.
This lady's clinching.
Rick. Is that all you can think about in March Madness? People say they clench something is just clenching cheeks. We are the freaking AAC for the first time in the history.
Yes.
Regular season champions. We got to watch live Friday night a net cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
In the FedEx Forum. And it was special.
Awesome.
I was slightly concerned every single time one of them climbed up and down the stairs with those damn scissors in their hands. I'm like, can we set the things down before somebody slips with scissors in their hand? Yeah. But that was cool. Penny deserved it. The players deserve it.
Yes.
It was damn good to be in the building for that on Friday.
And I hate that it took this long, and I don't mean that like negatively. I just mean like I think Penny has put in a lot, right? So it just sucks that it just took this long to kind of get there.
It's also like he talked so much about his reflection and everything off the offseason. There was so much movement. This kind of came in, you know, you had the staff changes right before the season. You weren't even picked to win this league this year based on what UAB brought back and people really not believing in you and believing in what the guys that you'd brought in. So just what like a freaking, almost in a sense, like a comeback story really from last year, right? Like, I mean, he said it Friday night, what a difference a year makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a totally different feel. So shout out to him. Confirmation. My mother did cry during the senior day activities, which
sounds about right.
I jokingly said that last week. I'm a little bit surprised given that outside of Nick, these dudes have only been here like 8 or 9 months, that she was that emotionally invested. But she said, you know, this is a different team. This team has a feel of some of those teams where you had guys that have been here for 4 years and how much they liked each other and played hard. And
Which player? Who is she most connected to? You think is it Nick?
Well, considering she made a statement on Friday, she said the way that Nick smiles makes her think that Nick and I have the same personality. So I think that's her way of saying that. Yeah, Nick is probably her favorite.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Yeah, it definitely
was like
felt
the
different.
knock on this team. I thought that was going to be the knock on this year's team, is that no one had any type of relation to them. Like, yes, you had Nick, Temple guy came back, but that was it, right? Like these are all fresh new faces. Where they're going to be able to create a relationship and people be able to learn their personalities in time. And that, it seems like yes, the answer is yes, right? But I think winning helps a lot there too.
Yes,
certainly winning, certainly that helps. But I think too, we talked about it in the offseason. A big part of that in any team that I've ever been a part of, where do you like the point in which you're building the most in a team aspect and like bonding with each other is all during the off-season workouts, right? Like the hardest parts of conditioning, the workouts in the summer or whatever season you're playing is leading up to the season. And like we've talked about it before in years past, I mean, we've had teams not even finally constructed until the semester has started. And what was something that we pointed out this past year is they were all here day one on move-in and worked out together all summer long. Like, I think them being here without school being in session, doing nothing but working out and conditioning and being in the gym together, like enabled them to develop some of those relationships and like truly form friendships with one another. So then you get into the season and it makes everything just like that much easier. You're not trying to do that bonding and connecting while also like practicing for games because you haven't really gotten an opportunity to like even know each other outside of basketball.
I would also say that Penny's played a role in that. The trust factor is with Penny, right? The fans trust what Penny says. And this is the first year, I think, since the transfer portal era has started that you haven't heard him publicly say things about his team that would cast them in a negative light, right?
Sure.
Like talking about, I can't play certain guys together, lineups I can't play. My seniors don't like my freshmen don't like my seniors, whatever it may be, right? One of the things I've appreciated about Penny is that this season has not been filled with the level of drama that previous seasons have. Not that there hasn't been flare-ups, right? These are all alpha competitor guys coming from different places where they've always been the guy. There have been not to the level of other things, but there have been flare-ups, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you're always going to have that in a competitive environment with
alphas out there.
Guys that are coming from somewhere there, like you said, they've always been the man.
And one of the things that I've appreciated is Penny has not litigated that publicly at all this year. He has not said, he is, every time you hear it, this team, the care factor on this team, this team, I trust this team. These guys are great. And like, I think that because what would happen is, I remember last year when Penny came out and he said specifically, I can't play certain lineups together, fans started to go, all right, let's really zero in on that
out.
Yeah, you start speculating who it is and what.
And then David Jones is the problem. Javon Quinterly's the issue. Jordan Brown's the issue. That kind of
Noah
stuff.
Stansberry, they can't put him on. Like, why is he not playing? It's because he can't play with certain guys.
100%.
Yeah.
So I think that's a part of it. Like, I do think that there's not been the drama because Penny hasn't litigated things publicly, like he has in the past.
Well, and that goes back to what we were talking about, right? His reflection and growth over the offseason.
100%.
Like learning from some of that. But yeah, I mean, not even just putting out there any flare-ups or things that have popped, but also I feel like he, throughout the entire season, after losses or anytime something like that was going on, like he himself just took the full ownership of it, right?
Yeah.
Like the Wichita State game, for example, he did not hold back and come out and try to tiptoe around what happened or saying, like, he straight up was like, that was probably my worst coaching job.
Yep.
by far of the year, and maybe since I've been here.
Yep.
Like he straight up just owned it and put it all himself. Whereas in years past, like
what
Kenny
you
is
want,
saying,
right?
like,
I mean,
yeah, that is what you want. But what Kenny, it was, what Kenny's alluded to and what we've seen before is like,
yeah,
sometimes when that's happened, it's, hey, we had the game plan, they didn't stick to it, and I don't know why. Essentially being like, I did everything I could to have the team prepared, and it's you. Without saying it, like you need to ask them what the hell happened. Why didn't they stick to the game plan?
I think he actually has said that.
Yeah, no, he is 100%. He said they've had the game plan and they just didn't follow it. I don't think he said it this year, but
nah, I think so.
But no, I mean, that goes to his growth, and look where it got us—a freaking regular season championship for the first time. And when did we join this freaking league? 12 years, 12 freaking seasons it took us to win this stupid league. But we did it.
It felt
16
good,
and 16-2. Oh, and both of those two were winnable, I'd say, down the stretch. Really should have. I mean, really should have been 17-1. The Temple game, whatever. But the Wichita State game definitely should have won. 17-1, it should have been. Just so impressive. This league is so cheeks. It's so heart night in and night out in this league.
Is it though? Like I get that argument, but like at the same time, I kind of don't, because we're much more talented. Even on bad nights, you should still be winning these games. I can understand a couple of them where it should be competitive. Maybe if they're hitting shots and you're not hitting shots, but
night in and night out, they are winning them.
I know, and that's why I try not to complain, because it's one of those things in years past where we've had these close games and we've lost them. This year was only 2 games. That's dramatic and a dramatic improvement.
Yeah,
but it's not. We're being held accountable for other teams being ass and not winning enough games. So, just kind of a tough move there.
With that, we're recording this Monday night. This will drop tomorrow. Do the awards get announced Tuesday? So by the time this comes out, will the awards have been announced?
I don't know. I thought they usually got announced during the tournament. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think they do it right before. And the first games Wednesday. So I bet they do come out. I bet by the time you guys are listening to this, they're probably out. Given we're easily the best team in the league, we're the number 1 seed. We won the conference handedly. We swept the top teams in the league behind us. What awards do you think we guys freaking pocket in this thing? Are we about to pull a 22-23 Houston sweep and win every single freaking award in the American?
I don't think you're gonna win all of them. You should take a lot of them though.
So Kenny, I think Kenny pulled these up, TJ, before you got on. The awards that are sent out are Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, Most Improved Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and then Sportsmanship Award. All conference, I think it's going to be PJ and Dane, right? Like easily their first team all conference.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's your 2.
Unless there's like some type of trick where they're going to count Yaxel at center instead of Dane. Like I can see some type of.
I don't think they do it like necessarily positionally.
He's a 4 anyway, but
yeah, like last year it was 4 guards and then Yaxel. So I think that it could be Yaxel, Dane. Does Mashburn even qualify for awards? Has he played in there like some kind of
there's got to be some type of award.
I think you have to play
some
in
type of cutoff.
75% of the conference games to be eligible. I want to say I saw that tweet earlier, and unless he plays in their first round game, he won't have met the requirements. Anyway, I think PJ, Dane, first team, easy. You think we get the Player of the Year? You think it's PJ's got it locked up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Player of the Year, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year, do you think they're going to give it? I mean, I don't see how it's not.
I don't know how you don't.
I could see him doing something dumb and giving it to somebody that's.
No,
I don't know who they'd give it to, but
It's gotta
Ross
be
Hodge.
Untapped.
It would be Ross Hodge if they if they didn't give it to Penny. It'd be Ross Hodge over in North Texas, but that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, especially when they just lost to Temple on yesterday. Do you guys run into that where people say that? I don't like when people say that.
On yesterday,
Yeah. You don't ever
Well, I
encounter
think
that?
I think it's only a situation when someone's trying to say on, and then they say a date, and they're like, "Oh shit, that was
No,
just
no, no,
yesterday."
no,
On
no,
yesterday.
no. I hear people say it as if like that's how it's just like
Oh,
instead
no,
of just
that's wrong.
saying it happened yesterday, they'll say it happened on yesterday.
No, I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Unsubscribe.
Anyway. Yeah. Penny Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. You think Yaxel racks that up back to back years? Is that
I think so,
unlocked?
yeah.
What
either
is he average?
him or Musa.
I don't think Moose has done enough to get it, to be honest. That's just me.
No, it's fair.
I
would
don't know
agree with that.
defensively what Yax has been doing. Is he getting blocks like he's? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know he hasn't
Yeah.
done jack shit against us. So outside of that, I don't watch UAB basketball except for when
Well,
they
I'm
get
curious
their asses kicked.
what all they pull into that. Like, are going to count his rebounds? Because if the rebounds are going
Oh,
to pad the stats
like
that he's not.
1.1
defensive,
steals, 1.9 blocks, 10.5 rebounds.
What's Musa looking like?
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Is that 10 and a half
Like per
defensive
40?
rebounds or total rebounds?
Probably total.
Total.
I wonder if rebounds does go into it. I don't think rebounds count.
I wouldn't think rebounds would.
You think
Yeah,
it's
I don't
just
think-
blocks and stuff? These stocks?
I think it's got to be like, yeah,
It's just college stocks.
yeah.
It seems tough, I don't know.
Charges taken, maybe.
If you're going to allow in charges taken, but not
do you
defensive
think-
rebounds,
Who do you think leads the league in charges taken? Has there been a single charge called in any of our games this year?
I feel like in Clemson.
Like I'm not saying against us. Like, have we been the beneficiary of a charge call?
Hmm.
I'm not talking about like a offensive push off. I'm talking like a legit, somebody took a charge, planted their
I don't
feet.
think so.
PJ Carter against
You're right. Okay. Yep.
what was that one?
It was UAB, wasn't it?
UAB. Yeah, it was UAB.
At UAB. How could I forget? I used to take so many charges.
So Musa is 1.6 blocks per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, or 6.4 rebounds per game. Oh, I'm sorry.
And
Jesus. 6.1 rebounds per game.
2.5 steals.
0.5 steals.
What was the actual
so-
1-1?
Yeah.
I think
I would assume Yaxel
This-
gets it.
this says blocks, steals, defensive rebounds, defensive rating per 100, defensive win shares, and then you start pulling things like deflections and loose balls. I don't know how you get hustle points. I don't know how you count those, but defensive team efficiency obviously got to play in there somehow, some way. So it's got to be Axel. I don't know. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Obviously, I don't think we have a shot at freshman of the year. Jared Harris just didn't play enough, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's no way there. So we won't get that one. So far, we've got player of the year, coach of the year. Do you think we have a most improved player candidate?
PJ Carter?
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Kenny. I thought about that earlier when I was thinking about talking about this tonight. And I'm like, there's an argument for it because he has significantly improved.
Mm-hmm.
Which the other part of that is like how there was not a whole lot of room for him to improve, but he found a way to do it. Like he is by far, he's scoring more on fewer shots, shooting better. He's better from 3.
Yep.
I just don't know that they'd give it to him.
I think that's
So
what
then
you
I'm
really
like,
got to
if
think
there's-
about, like on someone like
I mean, it
put
can't be
yourself on
somebody
the other teams.
It can't be somebody new to the league, right? You can't have
No.
a most improved. So like, I think our only option would be Nick. And
I would say statistically, Nick's had a worse year.
Yeah,
Right?
so I don't think we have a shot at that one.
Well,
either.
PJ's not new. PJ Carter's not new to the league.
That's right, but I just don't.
Yeah, but there's someone
I
we're
mean, maybe-
clearly not thinking about.
Yeah,
that,
I mean, I'm sure there's somebody on a team that was a freshman last year and is now averaging double-digit points and whatever. I just don't think I don't. It would be weird for
RJ
PJ to get.
Felton. He added one more point a game. That's the only dude I see off the top of the dome that was in the American last year.
Isn't he like a 7th-year senior?
He's 28 years old.
He's been around for a bit, yeah.
Well, anyway, I don't think we get that one. 6th man of the year. I don't think we had a consistent enough. I mean, 100%. If he hadn't have swapped Dane and Musa, then it would have
be
been
Dane.
Dane.
Yeah.
But I think he started too many games in conference play for that to be. I mean, do you think Musa has a potential to get it?
Maybe.
I as much as I love Musa, I don't.
You didn't finish that statement. No. Okay.
That's so hard, dude, because like you're gonna have somebody who is they may not have started this season as a starter, but towards the end of the year they kind of rotated in. They became a starter, but they are still counted as a 6th man. I could see that kind of situation popping up. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I mean I could totally see that something like that happening.
Someone from North Texas will get an award, so it could potentially be.
But isn't their whole team
I mean-
new to the conference? Didn't
Yeah.
they like rebuild their entire roster?
Get someone from Charlotte. The Nick Graves get the guard, Nick Graves. That dude will win something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Last one is Sportsmanship Award. Do we have a shot at that?
Nick Jourdain?
I'm gonna. Ooh. Okay.
What goes into that award?
The smile. Betty talked about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if he's been involved in any like.
No, but him and Yaxel don't like each other, and they talk a gang of shit to each other. That like very clearly you can tell. Nick is low key a really solid trash talker on the court.
Really.
He
Really
seems like he'd
solid.
be real polite about it, though.
Yeah, he gets into
Excuse me, Yaxel. I just have to let you know that you're not playing very well this evening.
Yaxel, I just want to let you know. Tell me how the pee-pee tastes.
What?
Wowie. I got real weird real quick. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Give us a real example of what Nick would say on the court.
I mean, him and Yaxel just went at each other in Memphis. They just went at each other.
I don't even understand what Yaxel could have been saying. They were down 30 the whole game.
I don't know.
Was Yaxel calling him Temple Guy?
Yeah, he
'Cause
said
that
he,
would-
he kept calling him.
Hopefully.
I hear your nickname is Temple Guy.
That would have been
Let's
pretty
hope
good.
so.
Shout out to TJ for that one. I think Nick's a good guess. I was actually, you know who I was going to throw out there is Colby.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe.
He's got a good smile too. He seems like he's having fun all the time. I don't
It's
know.
one of those.
I don't
what
know
do
that
they
we
put
really
into
have
this
the sports-
award. Like, what do you mean? Just someone who doesn't get a lot of technical fouls? Like, what do
It
you
would
call
be
this?
somebody off
Yeah, I
the.
don't-
It would be an off the court thing. That's what I'm thinking, right? Like it would be like
Sure.
kind of
Zion James won it last year.
Yeah, well, and that, do you not remember the whole story about Zion James like building houses in New Orleans for people? Like that's the whole story everybody told about him. So of course he won it.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I don't think we have anything doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we've built any houses.
There's somebody out there with Seth donating blood at
Musa with his free
Vivian or
throws,
whatever.
brick by brick by brick by brick.
Damn, bro. I thought you were about to pull out for most.
Oh yeah, I thought you were about to
He's
pull out something
actually
nice.
significantly improved. That went south quick. I did not
I'm sorry.
anticipate that.
I'm sorry. Musa knows I care about him. I like him.
That
just messing
makes
with
me upset.
My bad.
All right.
We tucked on first team All-American, right?
Yeah. We got 2. We gave ourselves Player of the Year and Coach of the Year, and that's it. Unless we get what?
Second team. Do you think we're getting on second team?
Tyrese probably.
I think so too. You don't think Colby will get there?
I could see Tyrese or Colby on there.
I don't know about Colby. I think I can see Tyrese on there.
Do they do a third team?
I think so.
No. Oh, they do, and they do an all freshman team. Wow.
Woof. All freshman team will be rough. All right, put him out there. I bet we may make one on the all freshman team.
There's no way. You think Jared Harris would get on the all freshman team?
Would freshmen play, dude?
Yeah, of course he would.
The American is not a league for rookies to get a lot of play. I mean, in most cases, I bet.
Yeah.
I don't know how to find that. I don't know how to search to find any true freshmen that played.
This is random because I was clicking on South Florida to see what their lineup was like. Jonathan, our longtime listener, great friend of the program, Jonathan, we were at the game together on Friday. You know what he reminded me of? In the first game of the year, that South Florida team was beating Florida.
That's weird.
How wild is that?
Florida is pretty good at the basketball.
I know. And they were losing to South Florida at half.
There's probably more to that story, I bet.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, Todd Golden in the Title IX situation.
Wow.
The violently aggressive DMs that he was sending people.
Yeah. It was probably also just the fact that it was
slightly distracting.
Literally the first game of the year. But what are you giggling about?
I read the report on Todd Golden, and it was
ugly.
Wow. I would just love to see the conversation around Penny Hardaway if he were to ever be investigated Title IX like that, like if there were ever accusations.
No thanks.
Good God.
Yeah, I don't even want to participate.
Nobody even cared
thanks.
About Todd Golden. It was just
no thanks. We had a player submit a freaking essay to didyoupplagiarize.com, and Hitman blew it up, and everybody thought our program was being exploded by the NCAA. I want nothing to do with anything Title IX related in Penny.
I just think the way that national pundits and media
why do you it would be disgusting. It would be absolutely disgusting. I want nothing to do with it. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We're gonna look at the AAC bracket.
Ooh.
And then there was an American Conference little news break over the weekend about like $10 million or something. We're gonna talk about that. 20? Why are you what are you doing?
Yeah, what number are you trying to make there?
I'm pretty sure it was 10.
It was 10 over 3 years.
Oh, I thought it was 20 over 3 years. My bad.
10 over 3.
Maybe we're wrong.
Well, we'll take a quick one. We'll be right back.
We got to be better in situational basketball if we're going to have any realistic chance of winning the playoff series. Fuck. We got to get to the playoffs. And we keep acting like, well, there are playoffs and shit. We're not. I don't see no X next to our name. I don't see no Y next to our name that says that you're in the playoffs. You're not in the playoffs yet. There is nothing that says that you won't be a play-in situation, play-in team. You cannot allow these games to slip away. You can't keep kicking the can down the road to think that this is going to get better.
Now you're getting down to, nuts and guts, as Elliot Perry would say. Your margin for error is slimmer, and your attention to detail has to be at an all-time high.
And tell you what the other thing is? Your players have to play.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
He was given the moniker, the title of King Climbing in my eyes. He even had the t-shirts that I dropped. And I was told to stop selling those.
I was about to say that. That's when everything changed.
That was the first of many saying stop doing that I got from this curve regime, bro. The next cold shit I say, bro, I'm copyrighting this shit. Matter of fact, I might just start copyrighting the shit y'all say. I know I made up Dylan the Villain. I made that shit up, and that shit was perfect. Like it was out there. I made up King Climbing. I ain't made a dime off none of this shit. I should have bought both of them a long time ago. I'm supposed to be a rich man.
I'm supposed to be rich. I'm
a Dylan Brooks.
I'm supposed to have I'm supposed to have a real brick wall behind me.
Right. Knock on wood. Knock on whatever this shit. Stucco. What's this shit called? You know, Paris, you build shit. Paris be getting shit built.
Stucco.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Oh, Kenny, you know what I just realized?
What?
You did not change our intro song.
I don't think we ever agreed to one, did we?
Oh, we did. We did.
That's my fault. That's my fault. That's my bad.
Because
I
TJ,
listen.
you always be on that BS.
I listened to that song and I don't. There's some dirty
There's
words in that
a
song.
clean version.
There's
of
clean
it.
versions of that.
Well, the version I heard was not clean.
Yeah,
Oof.
it does. It's a little bit. We throw a clean one in there. All right, the AAC bracket is set. It's Tuesday. Games start tomorrow. We don't play for 2 days. The old 2 day. You know what I wish we did? Have you guys seen the Sun Belt bracket?
No.
It's an
Yeah, people are making a big deal about it.
There's one other. Is it the West Coast Conference that does it too?
It's real ugly. It's like
Oh, it's like 1 game rounds essentially.
Yep.
But if you're the 1 seed, you only have to play one. You get a bye. If you're the 1 or the 2 seed, Kenny, you get a bye all the way to the semifinals.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I just sent you the link.
You would play here. I'm gonna share it. We're gonna look at it.
You
Look
got
at
it? Cool.
Why does it make you select a tab? Absolutely disgusting. No. Can I do a window? No. Tab. Okay. You see this? Look at that.
Wow.
And it's the same thing on the bottom. But yeah, if we were the 1 seed, we'd have a 3-game bye to the semifinals. You win 1 game, you're in the championship.
What the heck, man?
I don't know. It's a little.
Not bad, right?
It kind of makes sense because if you do it like for an entire body of a conference season, like I guess it makes sense, kind of, right? Like you get the most favorable path, and that's to win 1 game, and you're in the title. And then if you're boo boo, you got to win 6 games, 5 games.
Interesting. That's interesting.
But I think the Sun Belt's the other conference that does that. Anyway,
I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I don't either. I think it's an interesting approach. I wouldn't hate to see the American do that, especially
For
I think-
the 1 seed.
well, and if you're like a one big league. I mean, I don't know. Do we want another team to make it from our? I don't think you do. So for us, I think it's. We're also not gaining anything from playing more games in our league either.
No. Clearly.
So I think I would be for the American moving to that.
Why would you not want
doubt
another
they do.
team from your conference making the turn?
I mean, I guess well, for one thing, it would mean that we didn't win the conference tournament, and that's not. I don't want that to happen.
no,
If
I mean, I
the
think
league
you get
if the
2
league was
bids.
good and we had other good teams in the league, I don't think I'd have an issue with us dropping a game and somebody else making it.
I
But
gotcha.
the fact that their league is so bad, I don't know that I want somebody else. I mean, I guess from like a revenue standpoint, like the more teams you have, the more you get out of it. But
Yes.
I wouldn't hate the American moving to that format. But I don't know. Here's the real. Nope. Here's the real American. Is this working?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Oh, it's not working.
I don't know what you want me to see. I see your screen.
This is going horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I'm trying this again.
You're just trying to go over the American bracket?
Here you go. Yeah. I just want the people to be able to see it. There. Obviously you got the 1 seed. First round, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Charlotte versus Rice. You guys better tune into that one on ESPN Plus.
Barn burner, baby.
Heard best.
Because I'm going to be honest. I think Rice might win that and then beat FAU.
Wow.
They can. I mean, it just depends if those threes are falling. I mean, they can get hot. I get that. I think it's not really the game I care about, but I'm looking at that.
I know we care about this 8-9 with South Florida, Wichita State. Am I crazy for wanting no part of Wichita State again?
Yeah, no, not crazy at all. We've already lost to them. Why would
I'm just not.
that again?
I don't know. I'm not. When they lost the other night to Tulsa, is that right? Yesterday to Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did they give us another quad 3 loss again, but they solidified themselves in the 8-9 game.
So dumb.
Let's be real. I think given the fact that they're one of 2 teams that beat us, and then they also ended our season last year in the first game of the American Conference tournament, I think we would end up beating them.
But you just can't tell me the basketball gods aren't real. Like, how crazy is it that in the first round that the Tigers play in this year's AAC tournament is against the team that put them out last year?
I mean, maybe they got to beat South Florida first.
That ended well. They're going to be. I mean, come on, man. South Florida's terrible.
I mean, Tulsa is terrible.
I was like, what is that supposed to mean? Yeah.
And they just lost at home to Tulsa. So
I know, but
anything can happen. Anything is possible.
I think it is
Kevin
so
Garnett.
poetic. It's so poetic, right? Like what a difference a year makes. Well, now you get to
With
play the team.
And now Colby's on our side.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's poetry, man. It's so to me, I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Wichita State in the first round. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Because what was
Kenny,
it? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You complete your thought and I'll follow up.
No, because they played in the second round. The Tigers last year played in the second round, the Thursday game against Wichita State, because they were the 4th seed. Were they the 4th?
No, we were
seed?
the 5, I think.
The 5?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Because
man.
Wichita State had played the day before in that 12-13, right?
That's right.
Isn't that right?
I think so.
I'm not okay. Wichita gives me a little bit of worry only because they beat us, but I don't know. If it's FAU or Tulane in the next round, I have
Zero
maybe
fear.
that's a bad sign, but I'm like, what? That's kind of like a just freaking give me game to me. Like no concern with either one of those. Do you guys think it will be UAB or North Texas making it to the championship game, or do you think somebody in this lower half of the bracket, maybe a surprise team?
Is Temple getting back Mashburn?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I would be surprised, but Twitter stuff I've seen makes it sound like it's a possibility he plays.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of I asked, because it seems like he's just.
I mean,
he's
have
still
they been like,
day-to-day,
hey,
right?
let's just hold you out until the tournament and then make a run at making the NCAA, like bring you back and try to win the thing real quick?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, and then they don't have like Tulsa's not good, so they can easily win that. And then
East Carolina's already beat UAB this year.
EC is
So-
not bad. I mean, I could
If
see
you
them
had-
making a little splash there.
If you had to pick North Texas or UAB losing that quarterfinal matchup,
UAB.
you think UAB would lose to East Carolina?
I don't trust UAB at all. I would be very surprised if we see a North Texas UAB
Matchup.
That very surprised is a strong statement. It would not surprise me if we don't see a UAB matchup in the semifinals. I could see UAB
see
getting beat in against East Carolina.
I could see that. Do you not? So Penny gave his surprise pick. Have you guys heard this tonight on the coaches show?
What did he say?
He gave
No.
he gave a surprise team to watch out for in the AAC tournament. Do you know who it is?
Don't tell me.
Take a guess.
Temple.
No, we just recently struggled with them. In a game.
Rice.
No. Right state though.
UTSA.
Yep.
Dude, they're so
Yep.
bad. They're
That
so
was his
bad.
pick. I mean, they are, but that was his pick for a surprise team to watch out for. I don't hate it. You talk about Primo getting hot. They just start shooting lights out. Anything
Dude.
can happen.
Primo did not look like a baller at all.
He did not. And
He did
dude,
not.
let's be real. They probably should have won that game and took just absolute. I mean, there was a 6-minute stretch where they took nothing but transition threes to take the lead and missed every single one of them. It was comical how many transition threes they took in a 2-point game to try to take the lead and just missed every single one of them. We didn't even talk about that. That game didn't even deserve to be talked about because it was disgusting on so many levels, and they don't even have OSHA approved goals there.
Like, that's got to be the
That-
worst. That's got to be the
that
worst
was-
gym in the conference, right?
I mean, I don't see
FAU.
how there's
No.
at least
I think FAU's is actually pretty nice. It's just small.
FAU's is intimate, but it is at least they have safety features and their goals are anchored to the floor.
And
UTSA has volleyball
tech
lines.
works.
I mean, that legitimately looked like UTSA walked around the city looking at gyms and to see which one had doors open. And like, okay, this one's open. We're going to play here.
I think I mentioned in the Discord. I think they had Pilates, elderly Pilates class in
Yeah,
the gym.
I mean,
before.
Pickleball was played there that morning, and then they transferred the court over and rolled goals in and forgot to be like,
dude.
hey, how do we
Let's-
latch these down?
Let's anchor these down.
I was truly like I screamed in my house because I thought that Dane was pulling the goal down. It was unbelievable.
They're fully committed to football. Okay.
That may be
Yeah.
true. Which we talked about the schedule. I didn't even pay attention to the fact we don't even play them this year,
Okay.
which seems kind of wild. I mean, it would have been another nice home game though. I think that's another one that would have drawn a pretty decent crowd, and but a good home game to have. Like,
I'm not worried about our home schedule.
I know. I just mean like if you had replaced UAB at home with UTSA at home, I think that would have been really nice.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Final thoughts. Do you think we win the conference tournament, or do you think there is a bid stealer?
I mean, it's so hard to go against the historical. I guess we've won it once, but I'll say we win it. I just think there's too
I
much
think we
weird
do
stuff
too.
that's
I
going to
think we
go
do.
on,
I
and
think
you're
we do
going to
too. I
get one of
think-
these early higher seeds
Yes.
taken out.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with Kenny. I would be shocked if I would be. I think I'm going to say it. I'll be shocked if it's UNT and UAB in the semifinals. I think there's going to be some weird March Madness-esque higher seeds winning some games they probably shouldn't win.
UAB was the example of it last year. They had no
Yeah.
business
Yeah.
winning the conference tourney, and they did. So
Yeah. I'm not saying somebody like that's going to win it. I'm just saying it's going to
there's going to be some turn. Like
it's going to mess up that end of the
Yes,
bracket.
It's going to be
and
something
then
like
it's
that.
just, yeah. some
Watch
weird
Rice
stuff's
go.
gonna-
Watch Rice go on a run and
Yeah.
make it all the way to semifinals against Memphis.
Like I wouldn't be shocked if we look up and it's us versus East Carolina in the championship game.
FAU in
Wouldn't that be wild?
the
Wouldn't that be wild? All right, so Tim Spaghetti announced this week. Well, I don't know if it was technically him. But we're moving to this revenue sharing plan, right? Which is, what'd you say? It's 10 million over 3 years.
Yep.
And I don't know. Do you guys like it?
Yeah. Why would you not like it? I
I
don't
think
understand.
so. If you're not hitting that mark, essentially your ass is getting handed. You're getting kicked out of the conference.
I don't think he said that. I think that's how we are taking it. I think
I
they
mean,
said
he
they're going to
said you-
review. They're
He
going to
said, "We will
review.
review your membership status."
I know, but I don't think they're kicking him out. I think it's just a conversation of get it up or we'll talk because this stuff it's so hard to change that
What is this? A Viagra
on the blink of a
commercial?
dime.
It's Cialis. What's going on?
Holy
No, I mean think of
goodness.
it like
Get
what are you
it
going to
up?
do? Just how are you going to kick him out of the conference? You have a media.
I don't.
rights
So then,
deal.
what's the punishment for that? Is it like, okay,
That's
if
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
meeting,
Like, I don't. What do you
if
mean
you're
by
not,
that?
if you're not meeting this, you're not eligible for the conference championship or something?
You probably get money taken away from you somehow, some way. I know a lot of people have taken it towards relegation, but it's too hard to do that, right? And you can't take.
You're not making
Let's
enough
pretend
money.
it's Memphis. Yeah, let's pretend it's Memphis or Tulane. They're not meeting that criteria. You're not taking Memphis or Tulane out of this conference.
Well, I don't
It's
think
the
this was
markets are too big.
established.
Those are the ones doing the
Yeah.
most work for you.
I don't think this plan was
It's
put in
not for
place
Memphis.
for
or
Memphis and Tulane. It's for
I understand.
the
but that's
doo-doo
my
Browns
point.
at the bottom that can't get it up and are too soft.
Yes. Some
But my
they need some rhinoceros root. Rhinoceros horn.
Some more.
no, it's deer antler spray.
Oh, sorry.
That's what it was.
Who was
No,
it? Wait. Who was it that got brought up in the like extends performance thing? Is it
Robert
was it
Sally.
Robert Sally?
Robert Sally.
Isn't that why he hit 10 threes in the tournament? Is because he was on extends
Yes.
during it. I don't even remember what was the whole thing about it?
He tested
Male
positive.
performance
right?
enhancing drugs. Yeah.
He tested positive.
And it was Ray Lewis for the deer antler spray.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever. No, I think it's cool that they put a minimum on it. I don't know what the outcome is. I think in theory it sounds great though. Like, hey, you have to commit to what was it? The minimum investment program allows schools to allocate up to 2.5 million for new scholarships and up to 2.5 million for stipends.
He looked up Robert Sally and extends.
Did you look at the Bluff City website?
I'm just like, it's a CBS article where Gary, I remember this happening.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Sally came
Well, yeah, it
on
was
the
huge.
air. The first,
Literally.
the first quote is, "If you really believe, Gary, that I took extends to enlarge my penis, then you must be crazy," Sally said. And then it's
That's like Harvard and Horn Lake age Gary. So like you got raw unfiltered.
You got raw, unfiltered Gary Parrish.
yeah, like
he said I take vitamins and I took a male enhancement pill. At the time, I didn't know the name of the pill because I got it from one of my teammates that was out there. When I finally found the name of the pill was called Black Ant.
From the gas station, from the Citgo on Mount Moriah and
75 cents in the vending machine
in the
above
bathroom
urinal.
on Lamar.
Black Ant.
yeah. Why? What does that mean?
Oh,
That
Literally.
doesn't sound like anything I would want to take. That
just sounds like Robert Sally's like male enhancement instead of male enhancement. I'll get bigger muscles.
oh my goodness.
I don't know,
Why?
it's just
Whatever.
that's bad marketing on whoever owns the Black Ant company.
Black Ant.
I just go with something different. I don't know.
Wow, there's more quotes in whatever. Just forget it. There's a quote in here where he says, "I'm pretty sure 95% of males in their lifetime have taken it." Well, I've never
He's
even
justifying it. Yeah, I've never taken
even
Black Ant, man.
heard
never-
of Black Ant, to be
I
honest with you.
I took a pill called Black Ant from a teammate.
Can you imagine if 9 of 10 men have taken Black Ant?
No,
That is a wild statistic for Robert Sally to throw out to try to defend himself.
That's wild.
Anyway, back to revenue sharing. If you're not taking Black Ant, you're kicked out of the conference is essentially what I think we've come to.
That's right.
yeah, the vibe I get out of it.
Which it feels
No,
like
it's
is
cool.
maybe
It's a minimum. It's a win-win.
maybe a
for
sponsor
everybody.
we need to go after.
Yeah. Next.
Can you
Tigers and
Google
Tats
that?
sponsor.
I'm not looking that up.
Look it up on your FedEx computer.
We probably have ads for it on the website.
Log in as Trey's Gmail.
That's fine. No, don't do that.
Oh, you guys.
I don't
do
hate it
not
either.
wanna
I
see
think-
these pictures.
I think the consensus is you're going to see some other conferences move this way. So it's actually kind of nice to see the American be first in doing something.
It's only a win-win. Like I don't understand. There's no negatives to any of this, right? If you believe there's potential relegation, that's a win. And if there's not a relegation, it's still a win because it's your conference is literally pushing towards paying these players. If
Yep.
anything, it's going to bring new talent here that you maybe likely weren't able to get in the first place. So I don't see how anyone could be anything
Also,
excited about it.
can we just be real? 10 million over 3 years is not a lot.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, it doesn't tell you how to break up that money either.
Yeah.
So, but it's just like stipend, right? You're going to pay for your
Yeah.
housing. You know,
Yeah.
it's something small like that, right?
Yeah. Sure. But nonetheless, yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's a good thing. All right, let's get in this sweater
Real quick,
weather.
before we move to that, I have one more topic I want to talk to y'all about. Did y'all
Okay.
hear what Tim Ramsey said to Jonah Dillon?
About the starting
Nope.
quarterback.
Yeah, about the starting quarterback.
And here,
Came out in an interview with Jonah Dillon and
Yeah.
said it's Brendan Lewis's job to lose going into.
I mean, I
spring.
well, yeah,
think that's what we knew was gonna say, right? Like,
Are you surprised at all?
no,
I said it the other
He
day.
went-
Somebody was asking me about this. Shout out to Tim at AutoNation 385 Honda. To me, day one, it's going to be Brendan. Now, whether it stays that way, and we don't see Antoine at some point be the starter, I'm not ruling that out. But I don't think there's any way we come out against Chattanooga and Hill's the day one starter, barring some kind of injury or something that forces that to happen. If they are both healthy and go through all of spring and fall camp, I
Mhm.
think day one you're looking at Brendan being the starter.
I think it's going to be Brendan all year. I don't think there's any question in my mind.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, really? You don't think there's any?
No,
You
no,
can't foresee a scenario where Hill comes in and just absolutely kills it, and at some point we move.
no. Brendan
we start
Lewis
at
is
the
good. He played on a really
If
bad
we start out
team
the
with
season
no one
0
around
and
him.
if we start out 0-6,
That's not
and
happening,
it's like,
Trey. So now you're
I'm
just
just-
making up things.
I'm
What if a meteor hits Brendan Lewis's house? Like that's the argument you're
Hey,
making.
there
right
was
now.
a statistically the highest % chance ever that we were going to be hit by an asteroid like 2 weeks ago. I mean,
It's a
now
fine point. It's a fine
It's gone,
counterpoint.
it's gone down dramatically since then.
Let me just
and I
run
don't
this
think it's
back.
happening, but at one point it was like 1.9% or something, or 3.2 or something wild.
He completed 68% of his passes. He didn't throw a lot, 312 on attempts. I think Seth probably had more completions than Brendan Lewis had attempts. But he also ran for 775 yards.
Yeah, I'm told.
I don't
am,
think you can take that for granted. And it's just
I'm
there's such a
not.
difference between a guy who's a fifth year starter, 5th year in college, I should say, versus a true freshman. As good as Antoine Hill is, I don't think he has any chance. And that's nothing against him. It's just the game is so different. It's so hard to be
Sure.
a true freshman quarterback. And
I
I think
got you.
Brendan
I'm
Lewis
not-
is going to come in and be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely. I'm very excited about his ability.
Yeah.
To also run the ball. I was just saying I would not be completely surprised based on talent alone. I think Antoine Hill has a much higher ceiling, and if he came in and absolutely killed it, that at some point we could see him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's likely to happen. I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm just saying if it happened, I wouldn't be like, damn, I cannot believe that. Because
I'm not even confident he will be the backup.
Wow.
It just depends, right? Once after the spring ball ends, I could see Harris Boyd, Maiden, someone like that. If they don't get the starting job, I could see them transferring out. You only have so many years in college, right? Like you want to make the most of it. I totally get that, and I think
some people only have
Boyd and Maiden are both really good. I think they could easily go somewhere. Anywhere back in Texas, there's 75 colleges in Texas. You can go to Texas Southern, Texas State, Rice, any of those schools, and they could probably start right away. So,
I'm gonna ask Kenny this. TJ and I kind of texted about it a little bit earlier. I'm gonna ask Kenny this just real quick. You mentioned Crams. Are you surprised that he's still here?
Oh yeah.
The fact that Seth has left, I truly felt like Seth coming back was like the only reason Cramsey was still here. And now that he's gone and he's still here, I'm kind of like intrigued by that.
Yep.
A little bit.
I'm very surprised he's still here. I'm happy he's here. I like continuity.
I'm not complaining about it at all. I'm just saying, like, to me, I felt I'm not. I'm just saying it seemed like it was a kind of, hey, I'm coming.
Why do you hate
back.
Tim Cramsey so much?
Yeah, why do you hate him so much?
Because he's from New Hampshire, and
Makes sense.
It's not a state that I'm a fan of. I haven't ever
heard like syrup.
Syrup?
Yeah, you like syrup?
I don't know. Is that where Aunt Jemima's syrup is from?
Can you stop saying syrup?
That's why you say it like that. It's syrup.
Stop it.
Syrup, yes.
Syrup.
No, it's syrup.
He's never. TJ legitimately has never said syrup in his entire life.
Yeah. Why are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Not true.
Why are you doing this right now?
Syrup. It's syrup. SYRUP.
I'm gonna need you to stop.
SURUP.
It's syrup.
My wife right now and ask her how I pronounce syrup. She will 100% say the same thing.
Okay, can we get off of this because this is absurd?
Robert Sally got off of it.
He sure did.
Some black ant syrup.
Talk about not having trouble getting it up.
You guys say syrup?
Syrup.
Really?
Syrup.
It's syrup.
Syrup.
No, man, syrup.
Syrup.
I don't even say it like that. It's just syrup.
Anyway, I just thought that it seemed like with Seth leaving that this would be an off season where Cramsey, but maybe he just really, really likes it here. I don't know.
Maybe
again, I'm not complaining about it. It is a little bit surprising to me.
Look, no income tax, something to keep in mind. You only got a handful of states that offer that. You're going to go back to Pennsylvania and pay out the wazoo in income tax here, right? Send your kids to Carterville and they'll go to all the Carterville schools and have the best STEM teacher available. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out
to Carterville STEM. All right, let's get in this sweater weather. TJ, I freaking love this can.
It is pretty cool, Cam.
And part of me wishes that we'd had this one around tis the season because it's a Christmas ugly sweater style can, and I love it.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know it existed around then. I've never seen this before.
I love the look of it actually being in it, like they've got the font and print.
Yeah, it's 100%.
As if it's knitted. I mean, this is it's got the Crosstown in there. I mean, it's a beautiful can. This is so well done. It's unbelievable.
I think if we were to ask them what is their favorite can, this has to be up there. The effort put in on this is outrageous.
You're saying if you asked Crosstown what their favorite can is?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, this is
beeristas. What's your favorite one? This has got to be up there.
I mean, this is a really, really well done can. And for that, TJ, I think I'm gonna go like 7.9 on this thing.
Ooh, that's completely fair.
The only reason it would have been in the 8s, the sole reason I've deducted is
That's
the
not their.
Sharpie.
That's not the. That's
fiasco.
not the brewery's part.
It's look, gee, I don't know if it is or not. It's on the can, therefore it's being deducted from the can score. I don't know who put it there. It could have been you for all I know, but it is on the can and it is right where my mouth goes.
Yeah, that's why I gave you that one. Mine has a dent in it. I took the one with the dent. I don't know. It was a trade-off, I thought.
Oh wow, thank you for. Mine has a dent too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but this one's right where you hold. It was very inconvenient.
Hmm.
No, I'm with you. I think this is a great can, and I think it's so hard to be consistent about what makes a great can. Is it the coloring? Is it the actual images? Because I'm with you. That you can see the little stitching.
Yeah,
Almost
so
looks like
good.
a Minecraft type of
Yeah.
thing, right? Like a bit 64.
Yes. Yes.
This is a good can. It's a good can. What did you say it was?
Said
So I didn't write
7-9
here.
deduction from the 8s because of this Sharpie.
It's been a while since we've had a really good can. There's another Crosstown can that we both really liked. I remember that. This is a very good can. I'm with you. We probably should have done this when it was actually sweater weather. It's now
look,
like shorts and t-shirt weather.
Yeah, but it's still winter, so it counts. We got it. We got it in before spring. And that's all that matters.
I'm not going to go as high as 7.9, but I'll go like a 7.3 on this. I really like this can. It's creative, very creative.
Lower than I would have thought, but that's a fine score.
Yeah,
that is a damn fine score. This is pretty good. Part of that may be just because I was already lubricated a little bit, but for a double dry,
pretty good.
It's pretty daggum good. It would have been real good, I think, if we were legitimately like at a holiday party in Christmas sweaters and it was cold outside. I mean, it's definitely not a spring beer.
No,
but
not at all.
With that, it is good. It is dry. It is double hopped. And it is going to be 7.2 for me out of this one.
Ooh, that's higher than I expected you to say, honestly. This is more down my alley than it is yours. But I'm glad that you liked it. It's a good beer. I don't know. I was concerned that it may have a little too much malt flavor to it, but it didn't.
It really doesn't. I mean, it's really not there at all. I mean, there's some, but it is not as much as you would think from a double.
No, this is very good. I'm teetering on two different scores, so I'm probably going to split the middle and say 7.5. This is good. You know what? I'll be nice. I like the can. I like it. 7.6. We'll go to 7.6. This is a good beer. I would definitely have two of these. My wife would have to drive me home. Kenny would have to drive us home. But
got you. I'm here.
Let's do it. That's a good can. 7.3 is the best beer we've had in the last 5 episodes. So 7.3 is the cumulative score between can and beer. So
wow. What's the runner up to that cumulative?
Well, I mean, technically, my town,
I just meant in the last 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, in the last 5, my town, Hub City Brewing, was a 7.77 across the board. So it's technically second. What? Nope. Hold on. Some math doesn't look right. Highland Campfire by Rock and Dough, which is also Hub City, slightly edged it out at 7.43.
We did go on a little Hub City run there for a minute.
We did. Again, it's hard to find these beers. So if you're a brewery out there, and I know you are listening, can some more beer for us. We need
it's getting harder and harder.
That's what Robert Sally said.
No extends needed.
The Black Ant
all right.
Right in itself.
With that, we need a Black Ant brew. How about that? Somebody jump
You
on
want me
it.
Do I need to bust out my brewing kit and start renaming beers? I can do it.
I don't think you need to bust out anything. Can we do? Should do that?
Should do a Tigers on Tap beer.
We should brew a beer or have people brew them for us and do it. We'll get into that. We'll get into listener brewed beers or
Over the
staff
summer.
brewed.
Over the summer, let's do a competition. A user made beer competition where we pick the best beer given to us by Tigers on Tap listeners.
Well, I
So
would think
chances are, if you're listening to this, if you just submit it, chances are you win because
Good
you'll
point.
likely be the only submission.
Maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of
Maybe not.
brewmasters out there.
Maybe not. I'm just saying there's a high probability that if you submit, you win.
A lot of brewmasters out there.
And shout out to
there's actually
our
a Memphis
Italian
brewing
listeners. If our Italian listeners are out there, you could ship one over. We'll try that. Try an old Italian brew.
There's a Memphis Brewers Association, and I know a couple of people on there. I feel like I could just throw us like a sympathy beer. Just name one after us, and we'll see how it works out.
You know what never happened?
Yeah.
I still had the file before you say anything. I have the file sitting right here. It's probably changed now, just because new beers are getting released every so often.
The beer bracket.
I still have it. Just let me know when you want me to send it out. It's a little dated, but I got it.
We never determined a champion, but you know what? You come back next week, and we'll be celebrating another championship with an AAC title. Oh, come with the cold beer, shave it out takes. We're out.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.